runs afoul of the law.
The president also directing the U.S. Defense Chief to make military facilities available for housing detained families. He's also still urging Congress to pass reforms addressing a number of immigration issues. A comprehensive House bill expected to get a vote tomorrow. Some House Democrats and Senate Republicans also working on their own versions of more narrow measures addressing the family separations. Mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 42 points at the closing bell, but the S&P and the NASDAQ higher for the NASDAQ, a new closing record. Fox News, Fair and Dallas.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text or drive. Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned. I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way. Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Download the app or text radio to 484848. Text radio to 484848 to try Babbel for free. That's RADIO to 484848.
The fatal police shooting of a black teenager is under investigation in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
A police officer stopped a vehicle Tuesday night that was suspected of being involved in a shooting. When the officer ordered the driver to get on the ground,
2 other occupants of the vehicle then bolted from the vehicle on foot. The East Pittsburgh officer fired his weapon, striking one of the fleeing suspects several times.
Allegheny County Police Superintendent Coleman McDonough, a video of the shooting recorded by a witness going viral.
I briefly saw it. It's important. However, it has to be taken in the context of the entire investigation.
McDonough also saying authorities recovered 2 guns from the suspect vehicle. Steve Rappaport.
I had to blow my nose.
For its first execution in 12 years, a judge signing off earlier today despite lingering questions about a never-before-used drug protocol that has faced a court fight. Prison officials say the state now has the date, July 11th, and the drugs needed to carry out the lethal injection. Airline passengers heading to the U.S. are being told to leave powdered substances out of carry-on bags.
A TSA spokesman says the screening for inbound international flights will mirror what's already being done prior to domestic flights. Anyone carrying powders or granulated substances such as ground coffee in quantities amounting to more than the size of a soda can could be asked to open their bags and have the items tested for traces of explosives. Some passengers are being told to pack those items in checked baggage, which would undergo more rigorous testing. The new powder checks are set to begin at the end of the month. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
3 teams heading home from the World Cup. Egypt, Morocco, and Saudi Arabia all eliminated today. Meantime, host nation Russia advancing along with Uruguay to the knockout stages. Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
Wednesday's edition of the Daily Citizen, you'll find stories about a 19-year-old Dalton man charged with beating a 16-year-old and awaiting extradition back to Whitfield County. Daniel Stack, a faith-based counsel, pleaded guilty to 1 count of sexual assault by a psychotherapist engaged in sexual contact with an individual being treated or counseled. Sentence of 2 years in prison, and a Chatsworth man charged with cruelty to children for injuries to his infant sons. And that's today's news from the Daily Citizen. To read these stories and more, pick up a copy of today's paper or visit us online at DaltonNow.com.
First on our block with the latest news and information. WBLJ News Talk 1230.
My stomach hurts. What the hell's happened to the radio signal?
issued no pardons in this investigation. The president is not going to issue pardons in this investigation. And my advice to him, as long as I'm his lawyer, is not to do it.
Who has lied more than Comey? I mean, Comey lied a tremendous amount.
You're willing to move to impeachment of the leadership of DOJ and FBI?
Absolutely. Yep. I've been there for a while now.
Holding them accountable. Sean gets the answers no one else does. Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution. Information on breaking news and more bold, inspired solutions for America.
This report shows that there was special treatment given to Hillary Clinton in the investigation of her case. There is not standard procedures followed in investigating her, and there was special treatment given. There's no doubt that this was not proper process, and the report shows time and time again how Director Comey and others made mistakes, errors in judgment, or deliberate. People can draw their own conclusions, but it was improperly handled. Chris Wray, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Chris, there are consequences. The consequences are that your fellow citizens question whether or not they can have confidence in the world's premier law enforcement agency, and that's coming from someone who's defended them a lot throughout his career. This was a bitterly disappointing report. Peter Strzok said that the vote should be 100 million to 0. He can't think of a single solitary American that should vote for Donald Trump to be president. He said he'll stop it as a candidate. He talked about impeachment once he won. Strzok, you come before Congress, you come before the American public and prove to us that your manifest animus towards Donald Trump did not affect your decisions. We had a meeting Friday night under the heading of Minor Miracles. You had members of the House working on a Friday night. Paul Ryan led this meeting. You had Devin Nunes, Bob Goodlatte, myself, and everyone you can think of from the FBI and the DOJ, and we went item by item on both of those outstanding subpoenas. We either have compliance, we have partial compliance, or we have non-compliance. And Paul made it very clear there's going to be action on the floor of the House this week if the FBI and DOJ do not comply with our subpoena request. So Rod Rosenstein, Chris Wray, you were in the meeting. You understood him just as clearly as I did. We're going to get compliance, or the House of Representatives is going to use its full arsenal of constitutional weapons to gain compliance.
All right, hour 2, Sean Hannity Show, 800-941-SEAN, toll-free telephone number. All right, so the showdown is now beginning, and as we had Jim Jordan on the program yesterday, very clear it's going to be a 3-step process, and the process is simple. We have had nothing but obstruction and stonewalling and slow walking and lying and redactions and claims of national security that are non-existent, that are proven to be utter lies. And now there is going to be contempt of Congress charges brought against the DOJ, people like Rod Rosenstein and others, which should happen, which should have happened already. And on top of that, then we're going to have impeachment articles drawn up about him because they're not obeying the law. And I can tell all of you that if you dare to do what Rod Rosenstein is doing, and you are subpoenaed by Congress to hand over documents, just like Robert Mueller subpoenas people to hand over their phones. And if you did what Hillary Clinton did, and I wouldn't advise it, would turn out badly for you, it's bad advice, and you literally you delete the emails, you acid wash your hard drive, and you bust up your devices, it's not going to work out well. And that's the fact here. And why the DOJ has been doing this, well, it only makes people like me that much more suspicious about what it is that they are hiding. Anyway, joining us to discuss this showdown, Sarah Carter, Fox News investigative reporter, contributor, David Schoen. He's a civil liberties attorney, criminal rights attorney. Thank you both for being with us, Sarah. This has been your story. My sources say it could be as early as today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was some hesitancy, during the week. There's been a lot going on in immigration. I've been talking to sources on the Hill. There was some talk of waiting to do those papers until next week, but I don't think they're going to be waiting. There is enormous frustration, Sean, on the Hill right now. Lawmakers are livid. I think we could hear it in Representative Trey Gowdy's voice.